Well, you'll have to deep six those papers you wanted Eden to sign. She won't be turning the company over to you after all.
A.K.A. Pearl. I take it that's the same Pearl who can be found in Buzz's oyster place. Huh?
That's right.
Seems kind of fishy. Rather like his sworn statement.
Why do you say that?
I think it's quite a coincidence that our waiter happens to be your witness.
Isn't it? Even luckier for me, Mason, that you set up our meeting down at Buzz's place. You see, I stayed on after you left and had a little bit of lunch. Well, Pearl came along to take my order. He saw me there. He looked at me very oddly, and I asked him, was something wrong? He said no, but then it was then that he recognized me from the evening before last.
When he just happened to be hanging around your neighborhood in a heavy rainstorm.
Yes, it's all explained in the affidavit, Mason. Why he was there, how he knew the exact time.
Yes, I noticed that, but you'll have to admit that Pearl is a rather unsavory character. He hardly stacks up to Mary Duval as a witness.
Look, even she admits she didn't actually see the face of the woman she claims was climbing out the window.
Claims?
Yes, well, that's just a manner of speech. I'm sure she saw someone.
Who just happened to be wearing Eden's hairdo and Eden's dress. Another coincidence.
Yeah, don't forget, Pearl isn't the sole witness to Eden's whereabouts at the time that plug was pulled. His statement only corroborates mine, and I'm as savory as you can get. Now, that's 2 against 1, Mason. It'd be awfully foolish for you going down to the DA's office now, or even the press. I'm sorry, Mason, but you lose. Eden stays company president.
And you get to stay put.
I'm keeping my job, yes.
The power behind the throne. The little man behind the great woman.
Oh, don't be a sore loser, Mason. I mean, I can't believe that you actually want to see Eden take blame for something she didn't do.
Of course not. I'd be happy to see her take the blame for what she did do. Excuse me.
Of course.
Uh-oh. Does this mean we don't get to have dessert?
Kirk Cranston has a witness who swears that he saw Eden at Kirk's apartment at the exact moment you saw Eden here.
Now, Mason, I never said I was positive it was Eden.
Somebody tried to kill my father, Mary. If it wasn't Eden, and who was it?
Hi, Cece. You know, you're the only one I could talk to. I must admit I am kind of nervous and scared. You see, Kirk could ruin my whole plan. Because he knows it couldn't have been Eden Mary saw climbing out the window because he carried Eden out the window. But maybe he won't talk, though. Did you know that he even got someone to swear that Eden was with him the whole time? Oh, I hope they don't catch on. I hope no one comes after me. You'd love that, though, wouldn't you? Even though that everything happened here is all your fault. But you'd love to see me in jail, I know it. But I'm not going to let that happen. In spite of Kirk's phony piece of paper, I'm going to make sure that everyone does believe that Eden was the one who tried to put you out of your misery.
Mrs. Capwell? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
When did you come in?
Just now.
Well, Rosa, I was just trying to have a quiet moment alone with my husband. You really should knock next time.
I'm sorry.
What did you want?
Do you know where Kelly is?
Oh, I suppose she's at work. Isn't she working at some kind of bookstore or something?
She's working for a publishing company, but she didn't show up this morning. Her boss, Mr. Jenkins, called to ask where she was because she's due at a meeting this afternoon. She didn't come home last night either.
Well, maybe she's at her boyfriend's house.
Nick's in the hospital.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Well, I'm afraid, Rose, I can't help you. Kelly never tells me anything. Nobody in this family ever tells me anything.
But Kelly isn't the type to go off without letting anybody know about it. I'm worried about her.
Here they come.
get to you.
Hey, what about the nails?
Their next stop.
Sun's coming up.
Well, it can do whatever it wants to now.
Hey, that wire really worked, didn't it?
Well, it slowed them down a little bit. We have to keep doing things like that to confuse them.
You know, it's so weird.
What?
I thought I'd be scared, and I'm not. It's like this rush of excitement, kind of.
Well, watch out. It's addictive.
Yeah. But, I mean, I understand. I mean, why you get involved in all these things.
Well, I hate to bring you down, but we're not out of this yet.
I know.
I guess I don't have to ask you if you're going to be okay.
I just want to get it over with.
Well, hopefully sooner than later.
What's happening?
You're still searching.
Do you need help, dear?
What kind are you offering, Rosa?
I meant with your suitcase, but
No. No, thank you. I know what I'm doing with this stupid thing anyway. All I'm going to do is put it in some stupid storage area so I don't have to pretend like it doesn't exist.
Eden, let's go into the kitchen and I'll make you a cup of hot chocolate. We'll sit and talk the way we used to. See?
You know, I remember when I was 16, I used to come into the kitchen and talk to you all about my problems while you were chopping vegetables. I had such puny problems.
Not to you, not Ben.
Rosa, do problems just keep getting worse as you keep getting older? Don't answer that. All you're gonna do is be comforting.
You don't want to be comforted?
Not with platitudes, I don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Rosa, you're the most loving and wonderful person in this house, and I didn't mean that. Please forgive me.
Of course. But I think there's a lot of truth in what you said. I'm at a loss about how to help this family anymore. Everything seems to be different since that incident with your father.
Yeah, it's true. Everything is different now.
Even Brandon's changed. He's so quiet. Almost fearful, it seems to me. And always alone. It breaks my heart to see it. Gina used to arrange so that his little friends would come over and play with him, or he could go to their houses. Now he comes home and stays all by himself. And I don't seem to be able to tempt him out of his shell with cookies or with affection. He needs his mother more than ever. But Gina's hardly giving him any attention. I don't understand her.
I do. It's because no one around here, she doesn't care about impressing anybody about how great a mother she is.
I'd hate to think that was true.
You know, Rosa, you're a really wonderful person. I wish some of it would have rubbed off on me.
You are a good person. You care about the people you love.
I don't bring happiness to them, Rosa.
What are you saying? You've made Cruz the happiest man in the world. He's so much in love with you.
Our engagement's off, Rosa. This time for good.
Dios mío, Eden, why?
Just weren't getting along, Rosa. There were too many problems and too many differences. And it hurts. It really hurts a lot.
Oh, I know, darling. Oh, I know it does. Whatever it is that's happened, I know the two of you love each other.
Now just go over it with me one more time, Mary. You got into the room just a few seconds ahead of me.
The window was open. There was a woman sitting here, halfway in, halfway out. Her back was to me. The wind was blowing her dress and her hair, and I could see the rain outside, and she was suddenly gone.
And you're sure it was Eden?
Mason, no. What was it you kept saying during the trial? You're putting words in my mouth.
But you said that it was...
No, what I said was that I recognized the hair and the dress.
Which was the same hairdo and dress that Eden had been wearing that night, and she was a blonde.
Look, with her back to me, it looked like Eden. Now, that's all I'm willing to say, so would you stop leading the witness? I mean, really, I feel like I'm back on the witness stand at Ted's trial. You're being relentless.
I'm sorry, Mary, but I think you understand how important all this is.
I just hate to think that you were using me to get to your sister.
I'm trying to get to the truth, Mary. You ever going to trust me again?
Give me time, Mason. I said that I wanted to believe in you. I need to believe in you.
Would it help if we came out into the open?
What do you mean?
If we openly acknowledged to the world and the Capwells that we're a couple, Mason and Mary, or Mary and Mason.
Is that really what you want?
Yes, it is.
What's stopped you up till now?
Circumstances, Mary. See, there's somebody else that has to be told before we can tell the family.
Are you talking about an old girlfriend? Or a girlfriend who doesn't yet realize that she's a former one?
It's too complicated to explain, but I promise you I'll get everything straightened out. Trust me.
Enough games. Something moves, shoot it. Up there!
Come on, the chandelier. This is our chance. Kelly, grab the towels. We make another chance.
What if that doesn't work?
Then you tell me where the map is and we blow dodge.
I'm sorry, Rosa. Lionel happens to be busy.
If you don't mind, I'll wait.
Yes, but could it take hours? I mean, here.
Hi, Rosa. I saw you coming across the property. Is it something to do with Brandon?
Natural baby hotline.
Thank you. I wouldn't disturb you, but I do have something very important to discuss with you about Brandon.
Would you excuse us, Augusta?
Why? What have you done now?
I think Rosa and I would like to talk privately. Eh?
Yes, but that's your cue to say my wife and I don't have any secrets. You can say anything in front of her. What happened? Didn't you learn anything in those old movies?
Maybe it would be better if
You hadn't come at all.
Augusta, please.
Rosa, why don't you sit down and tell us the scuttlebutt about Brandon? What is it? Does he need braces?
Augusta?
Well, whatever she has to say, she can say in front of us. I mean, after all, well, you know the rest.
Rosa, in the interest of peace, go ahead.
All right. Lionel, I'd like you, and Mrs. Lockridge, of course, to consider bringing Brandon here to stay with you for a while.
Wait a minute. A while? What do you mean by a while? Like a few hours?
I meant for as long as it takes for things to settle down at the Capwells.
My God, she wants us to keep that child permanently.
Augusta, be quiet.
No. Put it that way, I suppose I can't refuse.
Rosa, now what is the matter? Huh?
It's been hard enough for Brandon to lead any kind of a normal life with his father upstairs so ill. But since the attempt on Cece's life, it's become impossible. The family has splintered apart. They're often angry and suspicious of each other. And they're so wrapped up in their own troubles, they don't have any time for a little boy. He doesn't understand what's going on. I'm afraid things are going to get worse before they get better. Someone tried to kill Cece once.
You think they'd try it again?
All I know is that Brandon isn't happy there anymore.
May I say something now before you say something that I'll regret?
What is it, Augusta?
Well, Brandon has Rosa to love and protect him. He's one of the luckiest children I know. I think he's fine where he is.
I can't protect him anymore. That's what frightens me.
Well, why don't you take him home to Reuben? You are his grandparents. It's only natural.
Gina won't allow it. We're Santana's parents.
So that leaves Grandpa Lionel.
She seems to trust Lionel.
What makes you think being around step-grandmother, Augusta, for a while is going to pick up that boy's spirits?
I hoped you'd be able to put aside any negative feelings you have about him, just for a short time, so he could feel at home here.
You have such great faith in human nature, Rosa.
The two of you should discuss this alone.
Yeah. Rosa, you know that I want him to come here, don't you?
I hope it's possible, Lionel. Let me know what you decide, please. Goodbye, Mrs. Lockridge.
Hasta luego.
I'll talk to you very soon. Bye. Hasta luego.
I'm not going to allow it, Lionel. She has a hell of a nerve coming over here and making you feel guilty. That child has a mother and two grandparents at home, natural grandparents.
Augusta, she was concerned about the boy, maybe even frightened for him.
It's not our responsibility.
It's not yours.
It's not yours either.
Augusta, I will be very happy if he were to come here for a few days?
For months or years.
No, just for a little while to get to know him better. Just a little better. I mean, I'll tell you what. I won't go ahead with it if you say no.
Really?
Yes.
Fine. No.
You won't even give yourself an opportunity to consider it?
You see? You give me lip service, you do exactly what you want.
No. The thing that you object to is the fact that my wanting to be with Brandon is in some way connected with Sophia, you think.
That is precisely it. I am begging you to have some respect for my feelings.
Let me tell you something, Augusta. When I look at Brandon, I don't think of Sophia. I don't think of Santana or even Rosa. When I look at that wonderful little boy, I think of him. And I look at him as his grandfather. I don't think of Sophia for one moment. In fact, I'll tell you something. If he comes here to live, I won't involve Sophia in any way whatsoever.
I couldn't take it if you did, Lionel. I can't take it anymore.
Oh, Mason.
Gina, I've been looking for you.
Well, these were just delivered. There are 2 presents for you.
From La Belle Mademoiselle Boutique?
That's right. They're 2 beautiful dresses. Of course, I get to wear them, but you get to enjoy them.
Well, what can I say?
Well, if you're speechless now, wait till you see them on me. Mason, why were you looking for me? It's not bad news, is it?
No, Gina, I just want to clarify some things between us.
Between you and me? I've been trying to do that for a long time.
Yeah, well, I've been letting things drift, and that's not fair to either one of us.
Well, you're a hard man to pin down.
Well, I've been kind of confused lately, but I've recently made a rather startling discovery about myself.
What is it?
That I'm capable of loving a woman.
You just discovered that?
No, I don't mean just making love to someone, Gina. I mean really loving somebody, caring more for them than for myself. It's been sort of a crash course in feelings for me. I've had a lot of catching up to do.
And now you finally caught up?
Well, I have a ways to go, but the fact is, Gina, I'm in love. Totally in love.
Oh.
Gina.
Oh, Mason. Oh, Mason, I'm so happy, sweetheart.
What?
I was waiting for you to say this. I thought you never would. I love you too, darling. So, so much. It's been worth the wait.
Oh, Gina.
And the first time I fell in love with you was when I had to go to the sanitarium and you stood by me. I desperately needed a friend and you were always there. My husband wasn't there, but you were. And you were so tender with me, yet so strong. I couldn't help loving you, Mason.
Gina, listen.
And then I didn't know what to do when you changed so suddenly. I knew everybody in the family hated me, but I didn't care as long as I had you. And then you deserted me, Mason. You put up this wall between us, and the only way I could reach you was by threatening you and tricking you, and I hated that. I didn't like acting that way with you, Mason. You do believe that, don't you?
Oh, I believe.
And then you started chasing after Mary. I remember that night I got all dressed up for you, and I ended up waiting outside the gazebo, watching you try to make love to her. That hurt me so much.
I'm sorry, Gina.
No, but it's all right now, because now I know what was happening. You were terrified of your feelings for me, so you just pretended to deny them, but that's all behind us now, Mason. Oh, sweetheart, you've made me so happy. And I'm going to make you happier than you've ever been in all your life. You wait and see.
Both of you. No one moves a muscle.
Gina, you've got to listen to me.
Oh, I will listen to you for the rest of our lives, darling. But I know that I've been very willful and spiteful, but no more.
I never meant to hurt you.
Oh, I know that. You were confused and scared. So was I. But after we're married, we'll both feel more confident. We won't have to pretend anymore. We'll be able to just...
come out into the open.
That's exactly right. We could tell everybody just how we feel. And we won't have to hide anymore, Mason. I'll divorce Cece whenever you say. I'll let you decide on that because you're so smart. Mason, do you want a big wedding?
I hate big weddings.
All right, then we'll have a small, intimate wedding, like my first two.
Gina, I really have some important phone calls to make.
Well, of course you do, but I think we're going to have to find another place to live. I really don't want to be here anymore. I'm sick and tired of this place. So many bad things have happened here.
Gina, I really must...
Mason, you know, even in our worst moments, I knew we belonged together. Because we're so alike. We think alike. Everything we want out of life, we know exactly what it is, and we're not afraid to go out and get it. I know I'm keeping you from your phone calls, Mason, but... Well, now that I've got you, I just don't want to let you go.
Oh, I'll be back.
But there's only one thing that makes me feel just awful. I'll never be able to have your children. But you knew that before you fell in love with me, didn't you? We can adopt babies if you want to. I love children, and I know you're wonderful with them. You remember when Brandon said he would trust you to tell him the truth? Just you? Well, Mason, you're the only one I trust.
Gina, I'm sorry. I really have to go, but we'll talk later, okay?
I'll be waiting. Oh, yes, it was worth it. He is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Finally, everything's coming together. I've had so many false starts, but I'm going to make sure this one takes. Oh, I'm going to be your wife, mistress, mother, partner, best friend. I'll be everything to him. And he'll never want to leave me. Yes, and what time does that one arrive? Oh, well, that would be perfect. Do you have 2 available seats? Well, oh, wait a minute, Mason. I have to talk to my fiancé first, and I'll get right back to you. Thank you. Bye. Darling, oh, darling, I have a marvelous idea.
Gina, I think it's better if you don't run around the house calling me darling.
Oh. You all right?
Well, I'm fine.
Did your phone calls go badly?
No, I have a few more to make.
Well, all right, sweetheart. But let me tell you my idea.
What is it?
Well, I want us to go away together, just you and me.
Run away, you mean?
Well, no, not forever. It's just a vacation. It's like a honeymoon in advance.
Well, Gina, I don't know if this is a good time to take off.
Oh, but there's never a good time, sweetheart. But we have to make the time. We need some pleasure. We've had some terribly dismal months. I mean, we're young and in love, and life is so short.
Where did you have in mind?
Paris. I just called the travel agent. Now we can leave from L.A. tonight, and we can get there in time for lunch at La Brasserie. Oh, Mason, please, let's do it. Let's get away from this thing, from everything, from everybody. Just you and me. Just for a while. Mason, please come to Paris with me. Please?
Mary.
Kurt, hi.
May I speak with you for a few moments?
Oh, what's it about?
Well, it's not going to take very long, but I need to ask you just a few more questions about what happened in here the other night.
I have already told everything I know.
Yes, but there might be some detail that you inadvertently forgot about. It might come back to you.
Kurt, listen, I'm not supposed to be discussing this with anyone but the authorities, and if you don't mind, I really have a lot of work to do.
Yes, well, I do mind, Mary. Several people now have jumped to conclusions about Eden because of what you said.
I am really sorry about that, Kurt, but I think the only way to stop the talk is for me to stop talking about it.
Mary, I don't want to badger you, all
Then
right?
don't.
But there must be a plausible explanation to this. Eden couldn't have been in 2 places at one time, and I know that she was with me. And I feel a particular responsibility right now to get to the bottom of this as quickly as possible, to spare her any more pain. Thank you.
All right, but I don't have much time.
Okay. Now, you said that when you came into the room, the first thing that you saw was the open window and a blonde woman climbing out?
Oh, no. I did see a woman, but she wasn't climbing out.
I don't understand.
Well, at first, you see, she was very still. She was almost like framed by the window.
I see. Well, was she leaning over or clutching at the ledge as though she were dizzy or ill, perhaps?
Oh, no, I didn't get that impression at all. No, she was very much in control. She was poised almost.
I see. Was there anyone else near the window?
Oh, no, there was no one in the room except for Cece.
You're absolutely sure about that?
Yeah.
What was your first thought, the very first thought that jumped to your mind when you saw this woman?
Eden. I'm sorry, Kurt. You know what it was? It was the hairdo. Eden had such a striking, really distinctive hairstyle that night, and that was the same hairstyle I saw in the woman. So, look, I do have to get back.
Yeah, right. Well, thank you for talking with me again, Mary.
Did it help?
I'm not sure yet.
Good luck.
What the? Eden! 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 Help me! We've got to get out of here. Eden. That's it. That's it, baby.
There was no way Mary could have seen Eden without seeing me. We were too close. She was leaning on me. I had my arm around her the whole time. There was never a moment when she was sitting on that window ledge by herself. Then what the hell did Mary see? Someone else had to be in that room. Someone who looked like Eden from the back. And whoever she was, she must have followed us out the window a minute later, just as Mary came in. That's the only explanation. But why? Who is she? Is it possible that Eden didn't pull the plug? And that somebody else did?
You guys okay?
Come on, Kelly, go!
Gina, you sprung this on me so suddenly. I haven't had any time to think about it.
Close your eyes.
What?
Close your eyes. I'm going to help you think about it.
Gina.
Go ahead, close them. All right. Imagine us driving from the airport through the French countryside. Okay, now we're passing by some sweet, quaint little country inns. And now we're going into Paris. Here we are. We're passing by the Eiffel Tower. And now the Arc de Triomphe. And now the Versailles Palace.
It's not in Paris.
Oh, well, it's close, isn't it?
Gina, what about Brandon?
Oh, well, Brandon can come with us next time, but this time I want it to be just you and me.
I mean, who's going to take care of him? Have you thought about that?
We have a house full of relatives, Mason. There's Sophia, Ted, Kelly, Eden. Well, let's forget about Eden. Rosa will take very good care of Brandon for me.
Well, aren't you afraid that she'll let Santana see him?
Well, I'll just talk with her first, and I trust Rosa with Brandon more than I trust anybody. And then Lionel can come visit him. Oh, Mason, I've been a very good mother for a long time. I want to spend some time being good at other things.
But, Gina, I want to do what's best for both of us.
Well, this is what's best. We need some fun and some free time. Mason, we've always been so careful and secretive and so darned unimpulsive.
Things are so precarious around here now, Gina. I don't want to rock the boat.
Mason, the boat has already capsized. And we're all splashing around trying to save ourselves. I mean, we've got nothing to lose.
Would that were true.
I'll tell you what. When we get back, we'll be very serious and very discreet. But do you know something? I've never been to the Louvre. You can show me the paintings and explain them to me.
Well, that would be amusing. You know, Gina, you're right.
I am? You mean we can go? Oh, Mason, that's wonderful. I love you so much.
No, I can't possibly get away myself right now. I mean, not with Eden still hanging on to control of the company and losing touch with reality at the same time.
Well, then what do you mean?
Well, I mean that you deserve a sensational vacation and you're going to have it. Gina, I want you to go to Paris right away.
Without you?
Only temporarily. I'll join you as soon as I'm able.
I want to go alone. That won't be any fun.
Well, just think of the use you could make of the time. You could make the rounds of all the salons and the couturiers, get yourself a whole new wardrobe.
Maybe you're right. Because by the time you get there, I'll be ready to show off all the beautiful clothes I bought.
Right, and I'll be in a much better mood for having fun.
You will? Then I'll do it. I'll call the travel agency. Can you drive me to the airport later on?
Well, of course.
Mason, when you come to Paris, you will find a brand new Gina. You'll love me twice as much as you do now.
I don't think that's possible, Gina. You just let me know when you can leave, okay?
All right, thank you, darling. Mason. Oh, this is so exciting. Rosa! Speak of the devil.
My reputation precedes me.
Only the good parts.
All right.
Lionel, I am very glad to see you. You see, I'm going to go away for a little while, and I was hoping that you could spend some extra time with Brandon while I'm gone.
Oh, I can do better than that. I would like him to stay at our house for a while.
What about Augusta?
Or she can stay there, too. I'm just kidding. But really, no. Augusta has agreed to it with one condition: that won't affect Brandon and all. But I really would like to have him there, get to know him a little better.
Well, I'm not so sure about taking him away from home.
Well, things are kind of tense around here, aren't they? What with the murder investigation going on and the internal power struggles, that kind of thing?
Yes, they are very tense. You're right.
Well, why don't you just think of it as a vacation for Brandon, huh? I mean, he can have his own room there, and heck, he can come back here and get his toys and his books anytime he wants. Huh?
Oh, Lionel, you're so dear. Brandon is lucky to have a grandpa like you.
Grandpa. Yeah, well, I'm the lucky one. Then you say yes?
Well, yeah, the more I think about the idea, the more I love it. It's a perfect solution, and you have perfect timing.
Oh, I'd like to think so.
Well, Brandon is in the back, so let's go and tell him together. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to believe that there was a genie in there.
I remember. You begged me to let you polish it.
I was convinced that if I rubbed it hard enough that a genie would come out and grant me my 3 wishes. But he never did.
Some of your wishes came true anyway, didn't they?
Yeah, some of them did. But they went away.
All of them?
Well, my first wish was that my mother would come back. And she did. And it didn't matter because I couldn't forgive what she had done.
What was your second wish?
That I would love a wonderful man who would love me back. And my third wish was that I would get to work with my father in his business by his side.
You might get your wishes yet, dear.
Only if I have miracles, 3 miracles. You know, Daddy had a wish before he got sick. He didn't want to be put on life support systems.
Not all wishes are meant to be granted.
You know, Daddy didn't think about the one thing, though. That one person would have to stop those machines. He didn't think about that. Too many other things were involved. Too many people are involved now. His family, his wife, the doctors.
It's too much of a burden for any one person to have the power of life or death over another.
Rosa, it's like they shoot people in front of firing squads, you know? I mean, it would be so much easier to just have one person and one gun, you know? But that one person, they would have to live with that the rest of their lives. So they have a whole squad, and they do it. But no one knows whose bullet did it, and everyone gets to think that it was another person that was responsible. I mean, is it easier to live with the fact that you tried to kill someone because you know that it was by chance that you didn't succeed?
I don't think so.
See, Daddy, I mean, whoever might have done this because they were trying to help him. But whoever it is might have like a guilty conscience.
I think so.
How can you go on living with something like that, Rosa?
I don't think you can. I think whoever tried to pull the plug on Cece will come forward of his own, eventually.
Eden? There you are.
What is
Hello, Rosa. It's news, that's what it is. The best news that you can imagine.
What are you talking about?
Well, I want to tell you, but it really should be just the two of us. And I want you sitting down when I tell you. Rosa, would you mind so much if I spirit Eden away from you?
For good news, of course not.
Thank you. We'll be right back. Let's go.
think anything you're going to be able to say is going to make me feel any better.
That's what you think. Eden, I want you to promise me something before I tell you this, all right?
What is it?
Well, I just never want you to stop turning to me when you need help. I want you to always remember how close we've become.
How would your news change that?
Oh, sometimes people forget who their real friends are.
I promise you I won't forget what you've done for me. Can the good news wait till I get that?
Sure.
Okay. Hello? No, I don't know where Kelly is. Can I take a message? Oh, Mr. Jenkins, this is her sister Eden. I don't know where she is. I see she's probably at the hospital. Okay. What's your news?
What's going on with Kelly? Is there some sort of problem?
No, it was just her publisher looking for her. Evidently, no one knows where she is.
Probably down at the library, right? Sitting in the stacks, researching her next book?
Probably. I just wish she'd let everybody know. So, come on, tell me.
Tell you what?
The news. Kirk, why are you stalling?
No, I'm not stalling, Eden. I realize that there's a very important part of this surprise that I don't have with me, and I just prefer to get it, tell you all at once.
Okay. Well, why don't you get what you need, and I'll go up and visit my father for a little while.
Okay. I'll catch up with you there. All right?
We gotta try to make it to those bikes. You think you can ride one?
I think so. I mean, I've ridden a few, but just behind somebody, like on the back, you know?
Good. You can ride on the back of mine. Hang on tight, though. We're gonna be moving.
Dylan, what about the map?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. That's
Look,
what
do you want to
you've been
get out of
worried
here, or do you want to argue?
I can't. I'm
Come
gonna
on.
do it.
I can't see what I'm reading when you do that.
Acquiring the assets, liabilities, franchises, and powers.
Oh, it's you.
Well, who'd you think it was?
I don't know. How are you?
I'm fine, Mason. How are you?
I'm excellent. How's my father doing?
He's very peaceful, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to talk to that person that you were concerned about you and me?
No, not yet. The timing wasn't quite right.
Oh.
But I will, I promise, as soon as it is.
Well.
Mary, I know this all seems odd and overly secretive, but
Yeah?
Well, no, but that's what it is, odd and secretive, and I apologize. You see, I didn't know that I was going to meet you and fall in love with you, or I would have tied up the loose ends of my messy life a lot sooner. I promise to be neater in the future.
I'm not complaining, Mason. You just do what you need to do in your own time. As long as it doesn't take too long.
Mason, I did it.
What's that, Gina?
I made a reservation for the flight to Paris tonight, return open-ended.
Oh, good for you.
And I called that friend of Cece's, the one who has friends in the fashion industry. He's going to make connections for me.
Great.
I'm making plans for the most romantic holiday you've ever had. You want to hear the highlights?
Sure.
First, a dinner by candlelight on a boat going down the Seine with our own private adjoining compartment.
Wow.
And then a night in a chateau right outside of Paris where Napoleon brought Josephine before they were married. And then a midnight horse-drawn carriage ride through the Bois de Boulogne.
Might be a little chilly for that this time of year.
Oh, don't you worry about that. I'll see to it that your body heat is kept abnormally high during the whole trip. Come here.
What? Gina?
And that's only a preview of the coming attractions.
Are you okay?
Yeah. You know, being in there doesn't really frighten me anymore. It's just sort of different.
That's good.
So, did you get whatever you needed to get to tell me about this wonderful news?
Yes, I did.
Kirk, You're acting really strangely. Can I please see it?
Oh, yeah. Here you go.
Thank you. Earl?
Yeah, he's the waiter down at Buzz's place.
It says here that he saw you carry me into your apartment at 9:45 the night. That was before I was in Daddy's room?
Well, that's right.
How much did you pay for this?
That's not the point.
It is to me.
Eden, we made a decision at the beginning of this, all right? Your father didn't want you to go to jail for something that you didn't do. All I'm trying to make sure is that doesn't happen now. You know, we've already set this up. I've already told the police that you were at my place when that happened. Now we just have another witness. It's as simple as that.
And this is why you were so happy before about the news?
Well, yes. I thought that this would make you very happy.
You know, Kirk, I really don't understand you sometimes.
Nice and easy. We don't want to hurt anyone. That's not why we're here. Just get off the bike and we'll talk about it.
At 5 on Sky One, the crew of the Starship Enterprise are stunned by Councillor Troy's very special announcement. That's in Star Trek The Next Generation. That's coming up right after the DJ Cat Show. So don't go away.